you, can science and religion not coexist?
No, they can't. And the reason is they make diametrically opposed claims. Science investigates, gathers evidence, and makes models to help us to understand the natural realm. Religion, whatever flavor of religion it is, makes claims based on no evidence that they are dogmatically correct. We, as scientists, admit we don't know how the origin of the universe came about, if indeed it did. That's a bit dubious now. We don't know how life originated, whether it came from outside or whether it arrived here or whether it began at the thermic vents under the deep sea. We don't know. And we're honest and honorable. We admit that. Religious people make claims that they do know about the origin. There's a creator who made things. He made them from nothing. I'm made of dust. But according to the Christian tradition, women are not. They're made from the ribs of a man. Apparently the dust ran out. Come on.
Well, John seems to really be taking his opinion seriously right now with all the emphasis behind what he's saying. But look, from the Islamic, again, I really believe, and I say this with respect, John, I think it's the ignorance of the philosophy of science and the ignorance of the Islamic tradition which is leading you to some of the conclusions you're making right now. History is testament to this. The Quran is testament to this, the source text of the Muslims. Throughout the Quran, God encourages to engage with the material physical world. God continuously tells us, do they not see? Do they not reflect? Have they not seen the camels and how they were created? Do they not look at the sun, the moon, the stars? God is encouraging us to do observations, to study the world. God is encouraging us to do this. And this was something that the scientists in Islamic Spain, for example, understood. Hence, it led to all of the developments in the scientific the scientific developments at the time, at that particular time in history that we see today and that we're benefiting from today, is because the Muslims at the time, the Muslim scientists at the time understood that the Quran, God in the Quran is encouraging us to engage with studying the world. And why? Now there's a very beautiful answer to this as well. Well, because God created us, He made us rational, intelligent human beings. He gave us senses. He gave us the ability to observe. He gave us the ability to see and to, study the things around us and then to reason upon them. And then to come to the conclusion that, and especially when we reflect over these things, we will see His signs in creation, and which should lead the intelligent human being to the existence of God. Right? And this is something that's somewhat acknowledged by the science today as well, which is that there is fine-tuning within the universe. There are certain constants and quantities within the material physical universe which appear in a way that they seem to be designed. Richard Dawkins himself acknowledges this, right? So that may be interesting to you because you incline towards the science. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that yes, that Islam and science, at least Islam and science, can go hand in hand. They have throughout history, and we've seen some amazing developments because of this. There is no disparity. There's a beautiful verse, and I'll end on this point, in the Quran where God says, He brought us out of our mother's wombs not knowing anything. And then He gave us hearing and sight, referring to the senses. He gave us our senses, and He gave us minds, intellects, af'idata in Arabic, which basically means not only hearts, but it's the mind. It's the activity of the mind. And He gave us these things so that we could be grateful. So the fact that we can engage in the scientific method, to study the world, and we can reason upon it, and we can understand it, is a great blessing from God. Right? And the underlying, things, the assumptions of science, because what do you need to do science? Let's be honest here. You need a rational, intelligent mind that can understand the world, and you need a world which is intelligible, which is uniform, meaning it could be studied. You could do repeatable observations on it. You need a universe which has uniformity. Right? How do you make sense of a uniform universe in the absence of God anyway? There are huge problems. So the fact that we can engage in studying the world is a sign in and of itself that there is a creator. But that's besides the point. So to conclude, yes, Islam and science can go hand in hand, and there's no problem there at all.